the Spud Motivation podcast. I'm here with my CEO and assistant manager. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Luke. I'm going to be helping along with this channel. You know, helping people join the podcast further on in the series. In case they want to get in contact with Mr. Spud Motivation himself, I'll be that person, just kind of guide everyone along the way. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here. So do you want to introduce the topics we're going to talk about today?
I'm thinking we cover something like why you yourself started this channel. What's kind of happening in the motivation market at the minute, and some other topics, which we can go on into on the later episode.
Yeah, of course. So any questions about the topics, just to get us started off?
So, you believe in motivation, hence why the name Spud Motivation. Why is that?
Well, I think it's very important that everyone in their life feels motivated to do the right thing and move forward in a way that benefits not only them but the people around them. I think if they can't find a way, then they should at least be able to be given a direction to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just try and guide people along the right path because a lot of people, they don't know what the right way of um expanding their life and expanding their wealth, health, and all of that. So I just try and move them in a direction which benefits them.
Very good to know.
Mm. I just so as my assistant manager, obviously you're going to be helping the podcast, the YouTube channel. I just want to know what made you want to fit in that role.
I saw like your kind of idea to make this channel, and I thought, what better way to help someone, to give someone more advice, just kind of tag along and just, guide you and, other people who see this, and maybe it motivates them to do, the same thing
Yeah.
in the market. I just thought, I could fit into that role and kind of guide people along the way.
Mm. Well, we're very glad to have you here, Luke. You've been an amazing help with the channel and everything. I mean, I think we have something like 55 subscribers already in 2 days. It's been a massive jump start and everything, and we couldn't do it without you.
And thank you, Mr. Spud Motivation. I'm glad you say that. Obviously, we're very fast start, which is very lucky. If my analytics are correct, let me check. Yeah, it says you have about 3,500 views in the past 3 days on all platforms: YouTube, TikTok, many other things.
Yeah, that was thanks to the amazing work not only done by you but by a few people working it in the background, making advertisements about me, making edits. I'm sure you've seen some of them yourself. They've been very beneficial for the growth.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yes.
Yeah, they've been extremely beneficial for what we've been trying to do. So
Right.
it's if we want to talk about why I started the channel, I I started it because I remember in a time in my life where I didn't feel motivated about anything. I didn't feel like my life was going on the right path, and with the rise of people like Andrew Tate and people who follow his ideas, I didn't feel that was the correct method for how people can get a head start in life and how they can um gain what they want to gain, whether that be knowledge or wealth or money, stuff like that. And I just thought, I think I have the right idea, so I'm going to go ahead with that idea and try and expand on it if I can.
Yeah, as you can see everywhere, you've got TikTok as a rising platform, but a lot of people on there seem to want to do stuff that Andrew Tate did, but they're giving false advice to younger audiences. Whereas when I watched your videos, you're speaking your facts,
Mm,
your factual knowledge really helps people in systems of education at home. It's just very good to motivate people around the globe instead of giving them false advice, which may not help them in the future.
Yeah, of course. And I think, especially with Andrew Tate, he has programs which I don't agree with. I think, you go to my YouTube channel, Spud Motivation, and you just get the facts without having to pay for them, without behind a paywall. Obviously, like, making money would be beneficial, but that's not the main reason I started the channel. My idea wasn't to make money because I already have like avenues, and I'm just sharing them with the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, as for the market, it's it depends on who you want me to talk about, because obviously that's Andrew Tate, but I don't see myself as the same category as him, if you know what I mean. There is
Yeah, there's very different categories. There's egotistical people. There's people who claim they're doing the right thing, but they're not. They're new. They're not the best. There's all sorts of different topics. What would you say about the one where you kind of fit into?
I would say I fit into the category. I'm new, but I also fit into the category of people who actually want to give advice. I'm like in that little intersect. I'm new to the whole idea of it, but I'm also experienced, with my life experience and what I have seen others do, and how they've progressed forward. I think that's the sort of niche that I fit into.
Yeah. As I've seen, you've also seemed to have a bit of a rivalry at the minute. Is that correct?
I do. Another YouTube channel, Aaron Vilcliffe, seems to have a problem with me, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't exactly know. Like, I've seen a clip from his recent YouTube channel where he sort of calls my channel out. And I don't appreciate that. I feel like firstly, if you're going to call someone out, do it the right way. Don't just do it at like the end of a video. Don't be sly. Don't do that. If you're going to say something, say something. You know what I mean? But I also think if he wants to start beef, it shouldn't be in a motivational channel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to motivate people. I'm trying to do the best I can, but now I have to respond to him because otherwise, you know, it'd be a bit stupid if I didn't. Like, yeah, I'm just caught between a rock and a hard place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very understandable. But you know, him calling you two kind of have to seem like different ideas. He mostly goes for like self-discipline, whereas you're kind of the person that motivates people. Like, what do you think? Why is he calling you out about something when he does something else?
I think it's because deep down he knows his way isn't the correct way, because I think self-discipline is great, but you have to go out, you have to do things in order to become a better person. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna stay in my house and not play video games, and then I'm just gonna be, the best at everything." You can't do that. You have to go out and spend money and get money, and you will lose money, but you will inevitably gain it back. I think he doesn't like my way of doing things because not only does it not agree with his way, but also it's a way that it's not easy. It's not an easy way because, sure, I could sit here and train self discipline, but what would it gain me? It nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Yeah.
I think that's why I couldn't tell you exactly the reason, but I think that's it.
So obviously, you're wanting to expand your channel in the future. Motivation, progression, kind of motivating you to progress as well as motivating other people that watch you.
Of course.
So my question is, how long do you think this self progression, self motivation, motivating other people is going to take?
Well, it depends. I mean, the journey is different for everyone. I'm just going to keep going until I feel I've reached a correct place in my life. I think if, if people if people say to me that their journey is completed, that's great, but I need to know, you know, I think when you completed the path, you just know there's no set date for it. There's just a point where you reach it and then you know you've reached it, you know what I mean? It's just, it's just whenever the time comes.
Yeah, obviously, improving yourself in the future as well as other people. Like, how do you think your interactions have been with the fans?
I think my interactions have been great. I've gotten multiple people giving me positive feedback. I've gotten fans saying how they were changed by it, how they were improving by it, and how my advice has given them a sense of hope and direction. I think meeting a lot of because I know a lot of my fans personally actually, and it's just hearing the positive feedback, and it motivates me as well because it means I'm doing something right. I'm helping others, you know. So on the most part, it's been positive, you know. Mm.
That's great, but obviously, everyone will soon receive negative comments just because people are, kind of jealous in a way. How do you think you will react or, respond to that?
Um, it depends. I mean, with the Aaron Billcliffe thing, he made. From what I know, I haven't watched his video yet. I will after the podcast is done. But from what I know, he made just like a little section at the end where it was just calling me out, and I don't like that. I think it's very sly. I think it's very, haha, I'm going to hide something. If I'm going to say something about someone, it's going to be just that. It's going to be one section. It's going to be all about that. My focus is going to be on that. I'm not going to, you know do most of one thing and then slip in another thing at the end. If it's something like that, I would respond harshly because I don't believe in this sort of, sneaky, like snake-like kind of thing. But if it's more of a direct thing, I admire someone who can directly say this is what you're doing wrong. So I would try and have a structured talk with them instead of just, he said, she said kind of thing.
That's great. And obviously, ways to motivate people will obviously change in the future. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. So how do you think that'll take a toll on your videos, and how do you think you'll try and, fit into them trends to motivate new people?
That's a good question. Um, I think I'll just have to adapt. Like it's just how the world is. You have to adapt with everything changing because nowadays everything changes so fast, and it's just, some people find it hard to keep up, but I think I'll just have to get used to it. It's unfortunate, but nothing lasts forever. So I think if new technology or new trends come in, I'll try and incorporate them in my videos and use them as an example or a reason for someone to be motivated. I can't predict the future, but I know I'll just have to get used to it.
And just as a final question towards you, obviously everyone knows your motto.
Hmm.
Where did that come from?
The motto, I think it came from a place where I knew what the general idea of being rich or successful was. Like, obviously, everyone knows rich people have a lot of money, they have fast cars. That's two first things. But the overall thing was I wanted it to be very memorable. So I thought the three Fs would be a good idea, or the three letters. I didn't know what letter it was going to be. I thought, all right, what do people want most? They want money. That's fair enough. What do they want with that money? Cars. If you have a good car, it's a great statement of success and wealth. But the last one, because I didn't want it to be, just fat stacks and fat cars, because that it didn't have the ring to me, and it took me a while to think. And I thought, you know what helps you get fat stacks and fast cars? It's factual knowledge, the knowledge to know what to do, and the knowledge to understand how the world works. So I thought, fat stacks, fast cars, and factual knowledge, and that it just came to me. It was sort of I think I was just eating something, and it just came to me.
That's great. Well, I'm
Mm.
very excited to help in the future.
Of course, of course. Obviously we'll need to schedule more podcasts and more members to join. So how if the viewers at home are watching and want to join the podcast, how will they go about doing that?
They can always drop it in a comment section of yours, and then obviously send me the details. I'll get in contact with them. I can see what time you're free, what time they're free.
Mm.
Kind of organize something for the future.
Yeah, of course. Um and is Discord the only platform we'll be doing this on, or will it be anything else? If
Well, I mean, it's just kind of what anyone else can do. You always want to help the fans. So, maybe if
Yeah.
they don't have Discord, you can always do it on, something else. It's just kind of doing it freely. Obviously, it needs for you to work. So,
Yeah,
obviously, anything about that.
of course. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, giving your ideas, and I actually have a question for you. Um, obviously you're my right hand man. If is there anything you want to suggest to me to improve my videos?
Uh, if I was to suggest one thing, make a variation of videos. You can always talk about improvement, but you can also talk about, like what happens if something doesn't go to plan, how to, overcome multiple things. Just
Hmm.
kind of give everyone like an aspect of help.
That's very good advice. I'm gonna actually. Do I have a pen on me? I don't, but I'm gonna write that down, and I'm gonna try and incorporate it. That's very knowledgeable of you. Um,
Thank you.
thank you. Um, anything else we can talk about? Anything else just for the starter podcast?
I think that's it. Obviously we can always expand in the future if there's more ideas that come along.
Yeah.
Just whatever happens, really.
Okay, well, thank you for taking time of your day to talk with me, and I appreciate your help and your advice, and I'm sure the fans do as well.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Spud Motivation yourself. It was great. Thank you for having me. It was absolutely great.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.